guys, it's She Woke Up XJW. I'm getting on here with you with an emotional plea. I need to give you a little history and then I will post this. But right now, I'm really pissed. You know, being an ex-Jehovah's Witness is freaking hard. I've been disfellowshipped when I was younger, and having everybody you know shun you, not talk to you, barely survive, barely make it emotionally and mentally. I know of friends who their children are disfellowshipped. And if you are just joining my channel, that is what Jehovah's Witnesses do to their children if their children sin in such a way, like smoke or drink or do something they shouldn't. It doesn't conform to the controlling high control group. They will ignore their own children, even if it's life or death. Okay, so I am on here live because I am pissed. I am pissed. And I am pleading with some of you to help me. I have been to Africa twice, and I've went over and I helped to feed children over there. I took the time out of the things I was doing to feed and give baskets of food or bags of food out to people over there in that country. And it wasn't very much money. It was just $100, American dollars. But it fed a lot of people. The government in Nigeria is corrupt. They take everything from everybody. And those people have freaking nothing. And they have to sell bananas and different things that get imported. It could be shirts, it could be pictures, it could be toothpaste, it could be anything. And or they make beads or whatever that they do in that country. And the only reason I'm here right now as one of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses is to ask for help. I met a young Nigerian girl of 30 years old on Facebook, and she was in the XJW groups. She joined all of them. She's been disfellowshipped 2 years. And she is publishing her own book. She wrote it. She made the money. Friends have helped her who can help her. She sells beads, jewelry to get her book together. She's very good with the computer and is going to help me publish mine. I needed an editor for my book, and that's where we collaborated. And I was so proud of her because here she is disfellowshipped. None of her family will help her. She scrapes by to eat, and she never asks for a freaking cent. But I've been to that country, and I finally told her 6 months later, I said, I just want you to know I've been there in your country. And she was flabbergasted. Like, what the hell? You've been here? Yeah. And I said, tell me your where your branch is at. She told me exactly where the branch is. And if you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you don't know what a branch is. Okay, you don't know that shit. She told me her father's an elder, what congregation she was raised in. She told me everything, and I looked it all up, and it's accurate. So anyways, we have corresponded, and I'm so proud of her for wanting to put her book out. Recently, of these past 2 weeks, she kept getting sick and sick. And over there, they have malaria, and there's no cure for it. You can take medication to get rid of the symptoms, the high fever, the sickness, all of that. Typhoid is rampant because the water is polluted. Drinking water is polluted. If you can't afford to have filtered water, you drink whatever you get. Okay? And it's very toxic. So they eventually, their bodies get used to it, but they can still get typhoid over there because people aren't clean. They don't wash their hands when they're cooking. And there's vendors everywhere. You think we have vendors in the United States who stand on the corner and sell a fucking hot dog? No, over there, they kill the cows right there. They kill the chickens. They're making a living by people coming by and buying their food. I mean, this is to survive. They don't have another job to go to. This is survival. And I've seen it all. I've seen it. I've seen the rich in Nigeria and I have seen the poor. And it is fucking heartbreaking. So I am on here live with you guys because this girl needs some help. She took her money that she had to copyright her book to get in the hospital. It wasn't enough to admit her for appendix surgery. So I helped her out with that. The whole surgery and everything cost $85 to have the surgery. It's a different currency in that country. So it would pay for her surgery, pay for her medications when she gets out to help her get well. Well, somehow the hospital messed it up. I hadn't heard from her in 2 days. I don't know what was going on. I'm like, because she'd always message me, hey, how you doing? She calls me auntie. How are you doing? How's your day? How's your family? How are you doing? God bless you. I hope you're doing well. Always positive. This girl's positive, and she might not have ate for 3 days. Okay? Anyways, I'm heartbroken right now because I don't know if she's going to make it. The surgeons there messed her up. She is messed up. So she spent all her money on the surgery. The money I gave her to help her and to have the food, she brought home Cipro, which is an antibiotic. She has her ibuprofen, and then they gave her another medication. Well, when she got out of that surgery, first of all, when she got out of that surgery, she sent her mom a message, one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and said, Mom, I need your help to pay my bill. I am in the hospital. It's going to be more money than I can afford. And they messed me up. They did something wrong in the surgery. And so I waited for her to come out of anesthesia and all that. And she said they told her, the surgeons, that they overcut her or did something wrong. But they wouldn't explain it. And I go, yeah, that's Nigeria for you. Yeah, I get it. So I am just like, what the hell? I'm worried about her. I mean, she's a disfellowship girl in our XJW community who has reached out to us in the United States to say, hey, I'm writing a book about how we're treated over here by the governing body and the Jehovah's Witnesses and my parents. Her father used to beat the shit out of her. Okay? This girl needs her book out. She needs to live. She needs to publish the book. I'm so upset about it. It's just heartbreaking. I don't know if she will make it through. I really don't. Her phone keeps going dead. She is not well enough to always get up and charge it or go to her neighbors and charge the phone. I don't even know if she's well enough to get on a motorcycles that they have there and take her back to a hospital. I published the messages she said to me on my TikTok. And she said, Ma, I don't know if I'm going to make it. But you need to tell the world what my parents are doing to me and the governing body. It's their fault. I don't know if I'll live. In our country, in the United States, when you're disfellowshipped, we have so many who've committed suicide. Because this shunning is horrible. You lose everything you know. You give up everything when you decide you either want your freedom. You made a sin by their biblical standards. But this young girl, Mary, is only 30 years old, and she shouldn't have to die at home alone. She shouldn't have to die at all. She should be able to get up, have the proper care, and get to publish her book. Hold on one second. Anyways, I don't know if I'm still recording. I hope I am. Yes, I am. So, I have to wait to see if I get another message from her because I don't know what's going on. And I'm asking my ex-JW friends to show compassion and help me get her back to the hospital. Okay? I left my job at a doctor's office in California to come to another state to take care of my aunt and be her caregiver. I had to start all over another job, caregiving. And thank goodness, with the caregiving I'm doing, I'm going to get paid decently, but it's slowly coming in. And then I have my own daughter to care for. She has trouble surviving as a single mom. I mean, I am doing my part as a parent, but let me tell you something. We've got it so fucking good here. We really do. I can just go right down to the doctor and get my care. You know, we have it good. And it's fortunate we have a democracy of this sort. And this is all I've known my whole life. But until you go to another country that's underdeveloped and really poor, you have no idea how blessed we are here. So I know some of you have come on and you've seen me crying. You've seen this. I'm really a strong woman. But when it comes to someone losing their life because the governing body has dictated that everybody should shun their own freaking kids, the kids they gave birth to, you know, and let them die. I read her mom's messages. And her mom, it was like, you need to get rid of that demonic book you're publishing. They won't help her. They wouldn't help her. I've seen them. Now I have their parents' pictures. Their pictures are going to be published on all my social media. I know what city they're in Nigeria. I know about them. And it needs to get out that this is horrible. And if this young girl dies, I am going to be constantly petitioning for something for her. I mean, the poor kid hasn't even got married and had any kids. You know, the shunning as Jehovah's Witnesses and treating your child, your oldest child, any of your children, like you're dead already, is horrendous. And this is why kingdom halls across the country in every part of the world need to be shut down. Awareness, you guys, awareness. We need to be getting this out, all of it out. The shunning, we need to be activists. We need to have more activating going on in every state. Okay, we need it because it is awful that a child, one of your children, is going to die because you listen to the governing body in another fucking country tell you cannot help your child. Your child can die. It is okay. Now, if that's not brainwashing, I don't know what in the hell it is. So anyways, I am pleading with my friends. I just need to get her back in and get her care. I cannot afford to do it continually in any way, shape, or form, and she knows that. She has not asked me for a fucking red cent. All she said is she wants the world to know what the governing body is doing if she dies. And she wants her parents to know and let them know that they let her die and they chose that over her able to live. So, I'm pleading with you. Somehow maybe we could just get her back. I don't even want her to go to the same fucking hospital. But it's ridiculous, you know? Even Brother Let, the jerk, his own grandson committed suicide in this country. There's so many that we have lost because of this shunning policy. And it's wrong. It's so brainwashing. It's so cruel. It's so mean. And you know, I am in an ex-JW Facebook group for women. And it says in the title, helping ex-JW women. You know what? I'm leaving that group because she reached out to you guys to introduce you and let you know about her publishing her book and stuff, and you rejected her. You are just like everybody else, and you are just like Jehovah's Witnesses. I am leaving your group. You had no business doing that. You should have researched it more. You should have asked questions. You should have just made sure she was who she was. You were judging. Okay? We have no business to be doing that shit. No business. Okay? I have given you guys my story. And the one thing that I hate about Jehovah's Witnesses is this shunning policy and the child abuse. So, I'm an activist against this shit, and it needs to be known that we are not the only damn country going through the shunning. We are not the only ones. It's happening everywhere. Everywhere. Not just Australia, because you heard about the child sexual abuse. It's happening everywhere. Japan, China, Australia, Germany, Russia. It's everywhere. Okay? Croatia, Turkey, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. It's happening. Africa. It's happening everywhere. Okay? There are XJW friends have been suffering. We all suffer. It's not just here in this country. Okay? It's going all over the place. So when someone comes into a Facebook group that's an XJW group, you should be welcoming them with open arms. Because it's hard enough, damn it, to get through this shit as leaving that cult than to be rejected because they're in another country. There's Nigerian people in London. They live in China. They live in Japan. Americans live all over the world too. Are you going to shun them because they sent you a Facebook request because they're over in Turkey? In Gaza? They send you a Facebook request? Is that what you're going to do? Okay, because it's baloney. You know, it's wrong. And I'm calling you out on it. I'm calling you out hard. This is She Woke Up XJW, and I am pissed.